Good evening. This is MDM Tonight. I'm Matthew Merlino reporting. Roush Fenway Racing and NASCAR champion Brad Keselowski have announced a partnership beginning in 2022, in which Keselowski will assume an ownership role and serve as head of the team's competition committee, while also piloting the team's flagship number 6 Ford Mustang, replacing Ryan Newman. Chris Buescher will continue to drive the number 17 Ford for the organization. The partnership pairs one of the most successful organizations in NASCAR history with a perennial NASCAR contender and champion.
For 10 years, I'd watched Brad as he came into the sport, and he had to struggle and fight prejudice sometimes. He came from an outside region of the southeast where NASCAR is born and operates most traditionally. But he fought his way in, and he earned the space to compete. He figured out what he needed to do to be a factor, and he competed for winning races successfully, and he competed to win his championship, and he's one of the top drivers in the sport. He's an inspiration to me for what he's done with his truck team. To put it in perspective, we had our greatest success when we had 5 teams. And the bigger challenge would have been to have one team and realize the improvements you needed to have in the parts and what the strategies need to be in order to keep the thing moving forward. But anyway, he was successful with his truck team, which was very impressive to me. He was competitive as a driver, going to the highest levels of the sport. And he in the meantime, initiated and started a aerospace manufacturing service company that is got a great future, and so he's ready for his next challenge, which is participate in the ownership of a team. I welcome him as a partner and look forward to what we can do together. I'm been asked to say that I'm passing my baton to him, which I am, but I still have one hand on the thing, so I'm not going to give up completely for a while. There's no retirement plans for me in my immediate future. I intend to keep going to the racetracks the way I have, and to be as much of a nuisance and a distraction as I've been to my drivers and my crew chiefs in the past. But over a period of time, Brad will earn his independence, and he'll gain a significant position of ownership in the team. One of the things that's been a challenge for me is to answer the questions I've gotten over a period of time. When are you going to retire, and what's your ascension plan? Well, Brad Keselowski and the next-gen car and the things that we can do together in the near term and the future that we see long term is my retirement plan, and I just hope I can take lots of green flags and lots of checkered flags before we get there.
Roush founded the team in 1988, and it has since become one of the most successful racing operations in the world, propelling him to be the first NASCAR owner to amass 300 wins and capturing 8 championships, including back-to-back NASCAR Cup titles in 2003 and 2004.
Yeah, I think the first thing that I would say is the partnership that the Fenway Group has with Jack, with Evan Lyle, and with Roush Industries has never been stronger. It's very rare that a 50-50 partnership can be in sports enduring and smooth, but this has been a very long and enduring and smooth relationship from the beginning. So I want to thank you, Jack, for that. I can't think of an issue where we've looked at it in different ways, and I really look like the selection and addition of Brad to this partnership is very much in the spirit of a smooth and enduring tradition. We, at our other teams, want to compete to win championships every year. That is our core DNA. We're very excited about the trajectory of this sport, but you have to be successful on the track. And I think this move is entirely motivated to getting us back to what the legacy, what Jack's legacy is of Roush Fenway being in the hunt for a championship every year. So we're just thrilled to be part of it. Brad joined the enterprise.
Keselowski has been a consistent contender at NASCAR's highest level for the past decade, having tallied 35 wins in NASCAR Cup Series competition while qualifying for the NASCAR playoffs for 10 consecutive seasons. He led Team Penske to its first NASCAR Cup Series championship in 2012 and has finished inside the top 10 in 8 of the last 10 seasons, including a runner-up finish in 2020. Overall, Keselowski boasts 75 NASCAR wins and has more than 14,000 laps.
Yeah, absolutely. Thank you, Kevin, and great comments, Steve. I'd like to start by saying thanks to the fans that are in attendance here today. I had no idea there was going to be so many of you, and I'm really thrilled to see that. Now, there's a lot of people wearing 2 shirts and 2 hats that will eventually get you converted over to number 6. That'll be a little bit of a change, but we're glad to have you and appreciate you joining this ride with me. I'd echo Steve's sentiments with respect to the media. Thank you for your time here today. I understand a lot of people are enjoying these, at least in the NASCAR media, a few weeks that we have off and maybe cut short some vacation schedules and so forth, but thank you for making that time and the commitment. So I really appreciate that. Thank you to Mr. Jack for this opportunity. The confidence that you've shown to allow me to have this is really remarkable, and I appreciate it very much. Along with Mr. John Henry and to you, Mr. Ed Weiss, and the whole Fenway team as well. The support and embrace that you guys have shown is a big part of the reason why this became a reality. And then I would be remiss to not recognize Team Penske, everything they've done for me and my career. I'm still competing with them, of course, through the 2021 season with the goal of winning a championship. I want to leave Team Penske with a championship to come here to this new opportunity. And so full commitment to finishing the year out as strong as possible. I think hopefully you saw that this week at the racetrack in New Hampshire. We're still competing hard for wins and doing everything we can. And it's been a heck of a journey with Roger Penske and so forth and the whole team. And I'm really proud of it. I'd be remiss to say I'm not a little bit sad to leave some great people and some great friendships. But I'm more so excited, of course, with this opportunity in front of me. It's an incredible opportunity, and I think digging deeper into that, there's probably a lot of people wondering what I saw here that made it great, as you were asking, Kevin, and really Steve talked a little bit about it, but there was 4 key components to me. The ability to have a long-term driving contract was something I valued. I want to stay at one place and be there for a long time, and hopefully for the rest of my career. I know that's the intent and goal. And that position was of course offered to me, as Steve articulated. The second position, which was really important to me, was to be in a leadership role, which to maybe explain that, we're forming a competition committee that I'm proud to be a part of leading. So that will come together and I think allow me the freedom to express myself creatively and to lead the company and team to be the best it can be. That was really critical to me, to be able to have more control over my overall destiny with respect to matters competition related. The third thing was, of course, the ownership position. That quite a unique opportunity that really excites me. Ownership is something I've always, I think, articulated to the fans and media. It was important to me long term. It represents growth for me personally and professionally, which is very important. And creates a deeper tie-in to really the fourth point, which is to have a role in this sport when I'm done driving. I'm standing here in the NASCAR Hall of Fame, and there's no irony lost on me that, a lot of the names that you see in here are still involved in the sport in some way, shape, or form past their driving career, but a lot are not. I cannot see a day where I'm done driving and I don't want to be a part of this sport. And this opportunity allows me just that, the ability to have a role in the sport past my driving career. So I think those 4 things were really critical to me. There were a lot of opportunities that were thrown at me, whether it be by Team Penske or other teams, but not one of them held a candle to this one. So I'm really excited about it. It was nothing short of a no-brainer for me to take this opportunity. And I know I have a lot of work in front of me. It's going to be tough. This team has won a lot of races, championships, and we have room to grow and to get better. No doubt. I'm committed to doing just that and recognize the challenge that's ahead. So that challenge, I know is going to be tough, but there's some things that give me confidence. I think first off, you look at one of the models for me to take on this opportunity was Tony Stewart and what he did with Stewart-Haas Racing. I think it was probably in a similar position when he joined. In fact, I was looking through the stats on it. He had the same amount of wins and was the same age when he moved over to Gene Haas's team. That was probably more by coincidence than choice. But clearly that shows that you can be successful with this type of arrangement. There's certainly quite a precedent there. Beyond that, of course, the next gen coming into the sport should be a significant reset for the technology, a significant reset for the way the processes flow, and some of those things that we would need to overcome. So I think kind of taking that down the course of NASCAR leadership and some of the things they have going on, a lot of confidence in where the sport's heading. I think we're on a big upswing, and I kind of feel like I'm buying into a stock as it's about to go up with looking at the landscape. I would add to it two more things that really add to our confidence that we can be successful. The front office here at Roush Fenway is exceptional. I was blown away by some of the things I saw, whether it be the relationship with the Fenway Group, with Fenway Sports Management, and their ability to really land blue chip sponsorships, and not just land them, but service them at a very high level, and be the kind of partner that represents them in such a form that they literally win awards and are recognized for it. So that is a key component to the success of the company. Everybody knows if you want to go fast, you got to spend money, and you got to have money to do it with, which means having great sponsors and partners that will help us invest in the team to do the things that are required to be successful. So that was pretty exciting to me. And then, probably the last point is, I feel like I've lived a lot of this experience before, as Steve iterated with the experience that I had at Junior Motorsports, coming there and being a part of seeing it become successful, and the founding of my truck team in 2010, and watching it grow into a company that could consistently win races, and even more so grow people. Starting next year, we'll have 5 full-time drivers in the Cup Series that came through that program, and probably dozens more permeate through the garage in different roles. Gosh, that was such an exciting thing to be a part of, and gives me confidence that we can do the same, and hopefully we'll retain them at the Cup level. But I'm really thrilled about that and the success we had with growing people. And then the last component, of course, is my time at Team Penske. I'm so proud to have been a part of that and to learn so many different lessons along the path. I'm really proud of the fact that when I came to Team Penske, the car I got in was in similar position and points and standings to the one I'm going to get in next year. And in 2.5 years' time, we were able to win a championship. I carry those same expectations forward, and the expectations are very high. So I really think, all these things considered, I feel like we can be the best NASCAR team. And I'm coming here with an expectation no less than that, and ready to move forward to be a part of achieving that goal. And it starts right here. Today's the official announcement of that journey. Thanks for being a part of it, and I can't wait to get started.
Considered a pioneer in driver development, Roush initially teamed with future Hall of Famer Mark Martin, forming what would grow into one of the most formidable duos in NASCAR history. In addition, he was responsible for launching the careers of NASCAR champions Matt Kenseth, Greg Biffle, Kurt Busch, Carl Edwards, Ricky Stenhouse Jr., Chris Buescher, and many others. Currently, Roush's Fords have driven to victory lane on 325 occasions, while leading over 68,000 laps in NASCAR action. As an owner, Keselowski finished runner-up in the NASCAR Truck Series twice, while consistently fielding championship-contending entries and helping to launch the careers of some of the sport's most formidable rising stars, such as Ryan Blaney, Ross Chastain, Tyler Reddick, Daniel Hemrick, Chase Briscoe, and Austin Cindric. This marks the second major ownership addition to the team since its inception. Roush partnered with Fenway Sports Group owner John Henry in 2007, who also owns Major League Baseball's Boston Red Sox and the English Premier League's Liverpool FC, to form Roush Fenway Racing. Tom Werner, Mike Gordon, LeBron James, and Maverick Carter are also key partners in the Fenway Sports Group. As in the organization's custom, RFR President Steve Newmark declined to reveal the specific financial details of the partnership. Roush and the Fenway Sports Group have operated as 50-50 partners before the addition of Keselowski to the mix. Newmark said, quote, "He's obviously purchased a minority interest, but he's not technically buying from either Roush or Fenway. The way we look at it is we basically have 3 partners going forward, unquote. Roush Fenway Racing has discussed with Newman the prospect of driving a third car on a part-time basis, pending available resources, but nothing has been decided on that front. With the Fenway presence in the partnership, Keselowski, a Michigan native, was asked whether he would have to switch his allegiance from the Detroit Tigers to the Boston Red Sox. Keselowski replied that they haven't had those discussions yet. The team will provide additional details on the driver lineup, partners, and other team assets at a later date. There were 2 lug nut penalties following the Foxwoods Resort Casino 301 NASCAR Cup Series race at New Hampshire Motor Speedway. Todd Gordon, the crew chief of the number 12 car piloted by Ryan Blaney, he has been fined $10,000. Travis Mack, the crew chief for the number 99, driven by Daniel Suarez, has also been fined $10,000. Michael Edward Kolka, who is 54, passed away unexpectedly on July 15, 2021. He was born November 20th, 1966 in Milwaukee, Wisconsin, to Ed and Sue Kolka. An open public celebration of Michael's life will be held on Thursday, July 22, 2021, from 3 p.m. to 7 p.m. in the Turn 1 Pavilion at Slinger Speedway in Slinger, Wisconsin. Michael never met a stranger, and his magnetic personality radiated friendship, laughter, and kindness. His influence helped shape lives, careers, and relationships. Michael grew up in Menominee Falls, Wisconsin, and relocated to North Carolina in the mid-1990s to pursue a professional racing career in the NASCAR Cup Series. He was an accomplished tire changer and one of the most respected shock specialists in the sport. Michael spent his formidable years by his dad's side at Wisconsin Short Tracks and celebrated his first major accomplishment as a member of Al Schill Sr.'s 1984 National Short Track Championship team. Michael reached the pinnacle of his professional career prior to the 2000 season when he received the call from Richard Childress Racing to serve as the shock specialist and front tire changer for 7-time Cup Series champion Dale Earnhardt Sr. He earned his first victory in NASCAR's Premier Series with Earnhardt on March 12, 2000 at Atlanta Motor Speedway, and followed it up with another victory at Talladega Superspeedway in October of that same year. So, that's the news for this Tuesday, July 20th, 2021. For all of us at MDM Racing, all around the racing world, I'm Matthew Merlino saying good night.